Gonna wait for some people to get in here, and then we'll get this show started. You know what? Hmm. We'll just get finished setting things up, let some people roll in. What's going on, Casey? Yeah, buddy. I get some of this side stuff done real quick. So what's new? What's going on with everybody? Oh crap! April's watching. I heard her just chime in. Waiting on weekend crew to dispatch me. You still don't have a load? Oh, hell no. You were ready to go this morning. How come you ain't rolling? I'd be getting on their ass. Stalker. Can't hide from me. I knew you were in here. Alright, just about done setting things up. Alright, I think we're good. Shrink this down. Actually, we'll put it on this screen. I have a load. They want to send me 1 hour to pick up empty trailer. I'm 5 minutes away from the shipper. If you need an empty trailer, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but as long as if they're paying you the mileage to go get that empty and then the mileage back, go get it. Sometimes you got to bite the bullet. All right, we're up to 9 people in here. Slowly but surely. Martin. Yeah, buddy. What's going on, buddy? So we got a couple of things to discuss today. The big one is what's going on with TATS. TATS is going to be starting back up on Monday. We're going to adjust the time a little bit. So we'll probably start around 9 in the morning-ish. That whole getting up at 5:30, and yeah, that wasn't going to work out. So TATS is going to start back up on Monday. We're going to get back into calling these companies and, you know, all the good stuff that we like to do over there on the TATS show. Speaking of which, I've just been trying to get things organized, making sure everything's up and running right. The other thing that we are going to implement into the TAT show is a phone line and a text line. When I am sitting next to an empty trailer. So then grab that empty trailer. Call in and say, hey, this is the empty trailer I've got, and I'm going to go get the load. I'd just take that one. Take it and run. So we got a new tiger. Now we still got the baby tiger. But the big one, she's been put away for a long time. Where's April with the coffee? Right? See, I love my viewers. Always looking out for Trucker Al. Yeah, buddy. Golden State News Service. What can a new driver for CR England expect money for the first year? If you're looking for top dollar, probably $40,000, depending on how you run and depending on your DM. But, you know, there's a lot of factors that come into play with that. You know, you got to remember for the first 6 months of CR England, you are at like the bottom of the barrel. You know, you got to go through the schooling, which you don't get paid for. Then you start training. You do get paid for training, but it's, I think, your state minimum wage. And now that they boosted that back up to 150 to 180 hours, you're looking at somewhere about 3 to 4 weeks of training, if they do it correctly. And then after training, they put you inside of a truck with a teammate who has the same experience level as you. It may even be somebody that you were in the school with. From there, you're making minimal. CR England is very low when it comes to their pay. But, you know, it's the thing you got to take into effect is, you know, or the thing that you need to take into account is you're starting at the bottom. You're at the bottom of the ladder. You're not going to start a new career, any career, I don't care what you do, and make top dollar. CR England, you're not going to make a whole shit ton of money. Trucking with Otis, what's going on, buddy? They say the trailer is missing a number. Look at the registration on the trailer, see if it matches. Give them the plate number. Waiting for the hand to pop through the pack with a cup on the butt. Yeah, buddy. Oh. We had coffee, now he's drinking dew. Well, I got water, too. Although I could go for some coffee. Just saying. A little hand pop through with a cup. Oh, that's priceless. Um, uh, you know, my advice for anybody going to CR England is, yes, it is a great company to start with. You are not going to make a shit ton of money. And that goes for no matter what company you go for. You know, like I said, the thing you need to take into account is that you are starting at the bottom of the ladder. My advice is go there, do your 1 year sentence. Look at it as like a jail term. Do your 1 year, and then your doors will open up tremendously. I mean, hell, you could do 1 year at CR England, go over to Crete, and almost double your money over at Crete. So that's my advice for new people going into CR England. I know a lot of things have changed over there, but the money is one of the things that has not. In fact, somebody actually just commented on one of my videos talking about 26 cents a mile or something like that, and I'm just, no frickin' way. No way would I do that. Now, I kind of, my experience with CR England was much different than most people. I ended up being a solo driver 2 weeks out of training. I only did a team, that whole supposed, up to your 6 month team thing. I only did mine for 2 weeks. I got the hell out of that because, well, one, it wasn't going to happen with me. And two, the DM that I had, he had a lot of pull. So he was able to get me into my own truck. And then shortly thereafter, probably about a month after that, my DM had gotten to know who I was and how I work and stuff like that. And then he ended up getting a promotion to, he was a DM still, but it was they developed this new thing called set lanes. And I ended up jumping on that with him. And so I had a dedicated run from Hershey, Pennsylvania to Laredo, Texas, and back, drop and hook at both ends. So, with that being said, I had a shit ton of miles. So I was just nonstop running. I mean, I wasn't getting paid much. If I was getting paid at England what I was getting paid at Crete, I'd still be at England. I'd still be running that same run. I mean, that was just, easy. Very, very easy money. So again, it really all depends on what you're going to be doing. Okay, I'm going to do stuff. If you need anything, text me. I don't know if she wanted me to text her on that or text her on. Nah, we won't bug her. She's busy. So, yeah, so starting Monday, we're going to implement like I said, a text line and where the viewers and, whoever can call in. I got a phone line for that as well. My husband is getting 24.5 cents a mile with CR England with teammate, but his teammate bailed on him last week, so he's by himself. Tell your husband to run with that. If he's by himself right now, tell him to continue to pound on his DM to leave him by himself. And then here, this is what you want to tell your husband, and this is what's going to work. Tell your husband to contact his DM and tell his DM that he is having trouble sleeping when his teammates are driving, and therefore he doesn't feel safe riding with a teammate, and he would be much safer and much more productive being by himself. The key word to that is safe. If he tells his DM that he doesn't feel safe with a teammate driving and then him sleeping while the truck is moving, he will become a solo driver almost immediately. Yeah, but he can run solo right now. He's just got to word it properly. Like I said, if he was to call his DM and tell his DM that he doesn't feel safe driving with a teammate because he's not getting enough sleep with a teammate driving and him trying to sleep, he's not getting enough sleep. So therefore he doesn't feel safe driving. That's a big thing. Keep throwing that in there. And they'll leave him alone. He'll be solo from here on out. And he'll actually get solo pay. And his DM, yes, his DM can freaking do it. If his DM feeds him some horse line bullshit that there's nothing that they can do, that's a crock. Like I said, as long as if he specifies that he doesn't feel safe with a teammate, he'll be a solo driver. Especially if he's one now. Yep. Keyword safe. Yep. Yeah, buddy. I was actually just talking to somebody from Salt Lake City, Utah, and she was a lady that I'm working with disability and stuff like that. Um, and she was actually from an office out in Salt Lake City, and she actually knew of CR England. He has been telling his DM to leave him by himself. He definitely has been getting more sleep without teammate. I will tell him. Yeah, pound it in there. William Jones made 42,000 last year. Can I make more? Crete? Hell yeah. Yep, by far. Well, let's look at it this way. Here, we'll do some math for you. So, if you did 42,000 last year, divide that, how many weeks are in a year? 52? 56? Well, I think 52. You made $807 a week. Yeah, you'll you could, depending on how you run, almost double that over at Crete. Here, let me run some math. So on average, if you average about 3,000 miles a week at Crete, times 52 weeks in a year, you made 42. You will over double what you made this last year. If you average 3,000 miles a week over at Crete, you'll do about 87,000 at Crete. And that's with their starting pay. That doesn't include bonuses and anything else. That's just your mileage pay. If you average 3,000 miles a week, that's what you'd make at Crete, 87,000. Yeah, I actually just got off the phone with Crete the other day. It's hard being at home, guys. It is a freaking struggle. But no, I got off the phone with Crete the other day. We're just trying to figure out a game plan, really, as far as like my health and all this shit. And I needed to find out from Crete that in the event that I decided to go back out on the road, what is it that I am going to need to do to satisfy Crete? Now, what I need to do is very simple. Crete's not requiring me to do $1.5 million worth of freaking tests. But I do, for my own sake, I do need to get these tests done. Especially the big one is the MRI. Now, the problem that I have with that is the MRI, they want $2,000 up front. Now, that ain't happening. So my next step, the dilemma that I face with this whole situation is right now I am currently still employed with Crete. I am on what's called medical leave. Now, if my health insurance had started today through Crete, it got reinstated. You know, the health insurance that I had prior got reinstated as of today. Now, the problem with that, it's a $1,250 deductible. So I still have $1,250 that I would have to pay for the MRI. Now, the other thing that I can do is I can quit Crete altogether and then apply for Medicaid through the state. If I'm unemployed and I apply for the state for Medicaid, I mean, why not? I mean, they take money out of my frickin' paycheck every goddamn week. I might as well get some of it back. But I can quit Crete, apply for Medicaid. Once that's approved, then they will cover the MRI completely. So right now I am on a teeter-totter on whether or not I want to continue on medical leave with Crete. I'm not getting paid, but there's that whole thing with me leaving Crete and then turning around and going back to them. So I got to make a phone call on Monday, talk to somebody at Crete, and see what they suggest. Because I'm not paying these, excuse my French, fucking doctors $1,250 for them to take a picture of the inside of my head. I'm not freaking doing it. I don't give a shit what's in there. You know, and this is the thing that gets to me is that, you know, I sit there and I look at my pay stubs, and there's times where they're taking anywhere from $700 to $1,000 a week out of my paycheck for state taxes, federal taxes, and then this Medicare that I don't even freaking have. I'm paying for health insurance for other people, and then when I need something, now I got to put $1,250 out of my pocket? The fuck out of here. So, like I said, I got to make a phone call on Monday, probably before the TATS show, and figure that whole thing out. And then, if I decide to quit, then I can apply for the Medicaid, and then go from there. If it turns out my scans come back clean, then I'm going to either continue doing what I'm doing now, which is staying at home and working on the TAT show and the gaming channel, or who knows, I may end up back out on the road. I don't know. It's a 50-50 shot. I have so many things that are teeter-tottering right now, it's not even funny. I mean, do I quit Crete? Do I not quit Crete? Say that 10 times fast. Kiersey, how you doing? And then the whole thing with the gaming channel, you know, as I talked to you guys before about this when we were deciding whether or not it was going to be Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, well, we've eliminated Twitch out of the equation, and now it's a 50-50 shot on whether or not it's going to be YouTube or Facebook, and I just don't frickin' know. I got 17 subscribers on that other channel, so that's got a long way to go. So if none of you guys are subscribed to that channel, feel free. The link's in the description. Shoot over there real quick and hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. But we got that there. And, yeah, I don't know. Decisions. Kendall, what's going on, buddy? Oh, crap, we got snow coming. When I say we, I mean here at home. This is right about where I'm at. It's about 9 o'clock tonight it's going to start. Joy. So it looks like later tonight, Pennsylvania and New York are going to get pounded. Parts of Ohio. Lovely. I'll tell you what, them freaking poor bastards out there on the I-80. Oh my God. Every time somebody posts something on Facebook, it's something about the I-80 being closed out near, like Cheyenne and all that. They're closing certain parts of it down. Crazy. Glad I'm not out there. Have fun with the snow. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're down in Laredo, aren't you? Oh, bastard. Yeah, it's nice and clear there. Yeah, most of the snow's all up here in the Northeast. Minnesota. You got northeastern Minnesota's getting a little bit up near Duluth. Who the hell goes up there anyway? What do we got? 20 people watching and 10 likes. You guys are slacking today. Yeah. So those are the teeter-totters that I'm on. I don't know if I should quit Crete, or stay with them, or do YouTube gaming or Facebook gaming. Nip34. What's going on, buddy? Everybody say hi to Nip34, but make it fast because he's only going to last about 30 seconds. How's your new computer working out for you? Kiersey's in Johnstown, New York. Hey, you ain't all that far from me. Casey's in Houston. Well, you're stepping up in the world, Casey. Are you rolling? See? Nip knows. Yeah, buddy. Did you figure out that new computer yet or what? I'm still waiting for that phone call where we set up your stream elements for you. No, you haven't done it yet. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Hey, Trucker Al, I hope you're doing well. I have some questions for you if you don't mind. Dalton, throw them out there, buddy. You know what, Nip? Here, I'll do this just for you. Very quick and easy. So, when you download Stream Elements to your computer, first of all, you'll end up with the little icon on your desktop, and when you open that up, it looks just like OBS. So that's where you put in your scenes and your sources and all that stuff. That's all the same. But in order to change things, go to the website. So you open up your browser, go to streamelements.com, you sign in, so it'll be, whatever. And then over here on the left, you've got dashboard, overlays, stuff like that. So now you can go to Themes Gallery. This here has a bunch of pre-made overlays if you want to use these. You can go through those, check those out, or you can create your own. So now go to My Overlays, and then up here on the right it says Create Blank Overlay. And then you can create your own. So now if you want to add stuff to it, so we'll say like the TATS one that I have, you're going to go to Edit Overlay. And then up here you have your widgets. And then this is all the stuff that you can put into your overlay. So if you want to add, let's see, here's an alert box. So now if I go into mine, I put in the alert box. You can go into, see, layers, my alert box. So this is what your alert box is going to look like. I know this is one of the big things that you were looking into getting is, when somebody subscribes to your channel, you want it to pop up. So you can go in here to subscriber alert, go into settings, and you can change it. You can change the image, you can change the video, change the sound to it. You do all that stuff. Play with that stuff. You'll figure out how to do that. That's pretty simple. So then down here, you'll see like a little blue circle on the lower left of the screen. This is like an emulator. So after you get done setting it up the way you want it, you can test it out. You don't have to wait for somebody to subscribe to your channel. So then you just come up here, go to subscriber event, click the number 1, and then that's what shows up. So if somebody was to subscribe to my channel right now, that's what's going to show up. Once you're done with everything, you click on launch. Once you get your overlay set up the way you want it, if you want to add different stuff to it, like a picture frame around the screen here, you can do that. You can add a million things to this. It's crazy. Once you get it all said and done, you click on launch. It gives you a link. You open up this, or you copy this link, and then you go into your overlay thing here, and then you add a new source, go into browser settings, and then copy and paste that link into your browser source, change the resolution to 1920 by 1080, and then it's in there. Like I said, it's very simple. I can walk you through it. We could do it over the phone, or if need be, I could make a video on it. Let me know how you want to do it, but I'll get you set up. Let's see. I am planning on to go to an academy in order to earn my CDL. My intention was to go to KLLM's Academy in Jackson, Mississippi, but there was a monkey wrench thrown in because I was in an accident. August of last year, they told me the accident would have at least be 3 years old before they would hire me. Then I started looking into CR England because they said that they could accept my accident, but after finding your channel and watching your videos, I'm not at all comfortable with the fact that they will send me into a triple bunk tractor with another student and a trainer. Let me stop that one there. Dalton, they won't throw you in it. You can go in it, but you can also request to have a one-on-one trainer, so you won't be in a truck with 2 people unless specified. But you can ask for a one-on-one trainer. You won't be in a triple. You may be in a triple bunk truck, but it'll just be you and a trainer. But for most cases, I think the only ones that ended up with the triple bunk trucks are trainers who train 2 students at a time. See, you guys got to understand the whole triple bunk truck shit. I mean, I know you guys seen 1,000,001 comments on that video. I've got over 160,000 views on that video. But what people aren't understanding, and I'm tired of it explaining to them, these people that go on there and they're commenting on that video and the shit that they comment, I could sit there till I'm blue in the face responding to these comments on that video. The fact of the matter is, everybody looks at that as like it's this big, crock of shit. The fact of the matter is say a husband and wife team were going to go to CR England to get their license and they wanted to stay together. I wouldn't want my wife being on a truck with another trainer for 6 weeks, out of my sight, out of my, I want to be able to protect her and be able to work with her. So the triple bunk truck is set up for stuff like that. Or if, say, you and your brother or you and a friend are becoming truck drivers and you guys want to train together, that's what the triple bunk truck is set up for. They don't mandate you into that truck unless you're in a situation where you need to be in that truck. And then have me drive as mandatory team for 6 months. Thoughts? The mandatory team is up till your 6-month mark. Now, what you're going to take into effect with that is if you're in training for a month, your start date is the day you pass. When you pass your road test, you're going to do orientation right after. That is when your start date is. So when they say up until your 6-month mark, it's your 6-month mark from the day you did your orientation. So if you're in training for a month and then you end up in a team truck, you're really only in a team truck for 5 months, not 6. But like Melissa was just saying, her teammate or her husband's teammate bailed on him, and now her husband's out on his own. I don't know if he's going to continue to be on his own, but if he words it properly, he very easily can. Yep, wants to do it. Yeah, we could do it over the phone. That's fine. So, don't think to yourself that you're going to be forced into a triple bunk truck, because that's not how that works. Okay. Yeah. It's funny how everybody sees that triple bunk truck video I did, and people go nuts. Wisconsin Badgers. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the team is a mandatory thing then. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Hmm. I don't know how other companies work it out, but I don't think that there's a company out there where you're going to go get your CDL, get your license, go through training, and then check with Prime. I think Prime will put you through training for 6 weeks, and then you can go out on your own. But you'll still be with a trainer for 6 weeks. But yeah, at CR England, yes, that's mandatory that you do the whole team thing for up to your 6 month mark. And I don't. Mm-mm. Me and my teammate, we got along in the beginning, and then it got to the point to where I was ready to freaking kill him. Well, no freaking way. This is why I got out of training. I just couldn't deal with somebody else driving the truck, and it wasn't me. Somebody else being in control of that vehicle, and it wasn't me. No. CFI 3 week solo runs. So at CFI, you do your training for 3 weeks after you get your license. You do training for 3 weeks, and then you're out running solo. Ooh, that sounds dangerous. Prime is 50,000 team miles. That's with your. That's while you're in training. You got to do up to 50,000 miles. It usually takes about 6 weeks, give or take. USA Truck, 4 weeks training, and then you go solo. See, there you go, Dalton. Here's a couple of different options for you. If you didn't want to do that whole teaming after training, yeah, 3 bunk trainers are in it for money. Um, yeah, the money is good, but the other thing is you know, in my situation, it was a little bit different. I not only did I do it for the money, but my biggest thing was CR England wanted me to be a trainer, and in order for me to be a trainer, I had to take 2 students only because it was to the point where, obviously I'm trying to stay awake while the students are working and, so I can obviously train them. But with me trying to stay awake to train them, when they get done driving, now it's my turn to drive. And that's the way that the loads are set up. They give you team loads as a trainer. So the way that they're scheduled is I would have to run, I would have to drive in order to make the load on time. So, with that being said, um, it was no different than when I was teaming. So when my student's driving, I mean, and even when I got comfortable with them, the only time that I would ever sleep when a student was driving is if we were on the interstate and we were going to be on the same interstate, say like the I-80 or whatever, for 300-400 miles. I could say, okay, just drive straight and wake me up if you need to. Or the other thing was, is if you're getting off the interstate, wake me up 5 miles before the exit. But I had so much trouble sleeping when somebody else is driving, and I don't care if it was a student or anything. No matter how comfortable I was with a student, I had a lot of trouble sleeping. So now I have to drive. Now it's my turn to drive 10, 11 hours. And then while he sleeps, And then when he gets up, I have to stay awake with him to train him. So here, I'm not getting any sleep at all. Now, when it comes to training with two students, I do no driving. The students are alternating the bunk in the driver's seat. I'm in the passenger seat, or hell, sometimes I've even taken a nap on the freaking floor. But with the triple bunk truck, what they did is in the back top bunk, they put a net. So we were told at CR England, the trainers were told that it is okay for a student to sleep in the upper bunk as long as if they use the net. And that it was, and I even checked with DOT. DOT agreed. They said it is legal for somebody to sleep in the top bunk as long as if they have the net fastened. So what I did is the lower bunk was mine. The upper bunk the students would alternate out of. And then the third bunk above the head, above the passenger and driver's seat, is where I stored all their shit. We split it in half. One takes this side, one takes that side. That's where all their shit went in. They slept in the top bunk. I had the bottom bunk. Everything was good. Now, with training two students, like I said, I don't have to drive. So if I only get 2-3 hours of sleep, that's okay because I'm not driving. So that's why I ended up taking two teams. Yeah, the money was good. I'm getting paid a shit ton of freaking money to sit in the passenger seat and do nothing. The only time I have to get out is when they're backing up or something along those lines. But there's other reasons why trainers take the triple bunk trucks. It's easy money. Plus, like I said, we don't have to worry about sleeping. I applied at night in USA, but being as today is Saturday, the offices are closed. Yeah. You could check with, well, yeah, Monday. You'll definitely have to wait till then. Trainers get money from students in other phase 2, I believe. Yeah, what ends up happening is after the students are off the truck, the trainers get a penny per mile for every mile that the students drive for the first year. So say, I mean, there are trainers out there, God bless them, but there are trainers out there that are nonstop rotating students. Them trainers, yeah, they're making some sick freaking money, and their bonuses alone. Now the only thing with that, the bonuses, the penny per mile for every mile the student drives, you get that check. I think it's like the second or third paycheck of the month. You only get it once a month. Yeah, but if you're continuously rotating, students and stuff like that, and you're pounding them out, your students are sticking with the company. That's another key factor because we all know, we could sit there, train them, they get out on the road, and they're gone within 3 weeks because other companies will come in and scoop them up. Like I said, CR England is the lowest paid company out there, paying company. Even though their advertisement says we pay 12% or 20% more than the industry average. Horse shit. Just because they made a video on that or they made a recording on that doesn't mean it's true. They don't pay 20% more than the industry's leading average. They're full of shit. And if there's a company out there that pays you less than CR England, I don't understand. Well, I know how they're in business. I don't know how the hell they have drivers. Yeah. But hey, there you go. There's a couple of options. CFI, Prime, check with Knight, USA Truck. I mean, just because one company shot you down because of an accident doesn't mean the rest of them will. Somebody will scoop you up. Unfortunately, you may have to bite the bullet for a couple of years until that accident comes off your record, but at least you can get out there and get your experience. And then once everything's clear, and you keep it clear, you're third lowest company I saw. You've actually saw companies that pay less than CR England? Oh, shit. Give me names of these companies. We'll call them up on Monday. I'd love to hear that they're paying. Because I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, at Sierra England, so this is any of you that are still there that know the current pay rate. Back when I was there, when you get off your trainer's truck and you end up into a truck with a teammate, it was 34 cents a mile to the truck, which means the drivers are getting 17 cents a mile. Is that still the case? And if so, you mean to tell me that there's a company out there that pays less than 17 or less than 34 cents a mile to the truck on a team truck? Oh, hell no. The thing I don't like with CRST is they force you to have either a teammate or a student. There are no solo drivers. Now I know we got this guy Adam. He's in our group. He's over at Prime now, but he was at CRST, and he always had to have a student with him, always. And he ended up leaving there, going over to Prime. And from what I'm hearing, he's doing quite well over there. He's a lease operator at Prime now. $23 watching, 20 likes. Nice. Good job, guys. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. And again, the link to my gaming channel is down below, and I'm gonna continue to push it because I want that freaking channel to take off. But the gaming channel, there's a game that I got hooked on. It's called American Truck Simulator. If you guys have never seen it, I'll be doing a video on that tonight. Well, the other thing that I'm going to be doing is I learned how to skin trailers, the trucks and the trailers. So I created, pretty much you have your semi-truck and your trailer, and it has your regular logos on it from the game or whatnot. I'm company at Prime, loving it. I wish Prime would have got me in there. I mean, that whole thing was stupid, but I think that would have all worked out pretty good. Although I think I probably would have had my heart attack a lot sooner. I would have been a lot more stressed. Let's see here. Let's see, I'm going to be doing 13 different things at once. Oh, I got 2 more subscribers on that channel. Cool. I don't know who that was, but thank you. Good deal. 2 subscribers since this video. But I want to see if I can... I got a picture of the truck that I made. I want to show you guys this. This thing came out cool as shit. It took a lot of work. Prime drive slow? Well, there's a reason for that. Prime trucks are technically governed at 65, but most of their drivers are doing 62 because they're saving fuel. And you would understand that more if you were paying for the fuel. I mean, Trucker Will, he's a lease operator over there at Prime, and, you know, I talk to him constantly. And we talk about, you know, what he makes and what he's got going out and stuff like that, and I hear what he's spending in fuel, and no. Wait a minute. Block, I'll come back to you in just a minute. I did not just fucking read that. There's no freaking way. Let's see. Where are my screenshots? Hey, not for nothing, Martin. Where's my coffee? Just saying. There we go. Screenshots. Alright, here we go. Yeah, buddy. This is badass. Let's see. Upload. Wait a minute. No, I want it on the damn computer. I don't want it on Facebook. Can I increase the size of this? You know what? Hold on. I think I have a screenshot somewhere else. Carolina Cargo pays 10 cents a mile teams only, but they hire felons and DUIs. I don't give a shit if you're a felon that just walked out the frickin' door. 10 cents a mile? Yeah, okay. If you did 3,000 miles, you're talking about a $300 paycheck. I'd go throw frickin' burgers out the goddamn window at McDonald's before I did that shit. No frickin' way. That's unheard of. Carolina Cargo. That's nuts. Oh, here comes the hand with the coffee and the muffin.
I don't have muffins. Just
Thanks,
coffee.
darling. Thank you.
You're welcome, dear.
Coffee. She takes care of me. Let's see. I'm sorry to be this person, but my roommate decided to have a full conversation on with me while I was trying to listen to your answer. But mandated teams, could you answer it again? Mandated teams at CR England is yes, it is mandatory up to your 6-month mark. Now, again, your hire date is the date you do your orientation after you paid or after you completed your road test. You're going to do an orientation either that day or the day after. That starts your hire date. So that whole 6-month thing goes from that date. So if you're in training for a month, you'll technically be teaming for 5 months. But yes, it is mandated. All because of you, Martin. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. You would be a millionaire in the Carolinas on CR England pay. Yeah, it is cheaper down there. I mean, I used to hang out down in Georgia for a while, and yeah, everything is definitely much cheaper down there. I actually considered on moving down south when if I could have got my shit straightened out while I was out on the road. I definitely wanted to stay at Crete. That wasn't going to change. And even to this day, I will say this now, that in the event that I end up going back out on the road, yes, I'm going back to Crete. I'm not even going to attempt looking at other places. Crete is my home. Damn. I wanted to bring this freaking picture up, but it's not going to let me. And I don't want to bring the game into this. But I wanted to show you guys this freaking truck. Because I made it. Show on disc? What's that mean? Ooh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I might be able to do it. Dude, really? That's the best you got? I mean, yeah, crap. The picture quality is horrible. Alright, so we ain't doing any more screenshots off of Steam. See if I can find it a different way here. Haha. Better. Better. Alright. So now this. I am bent. What the hell does that mean? Dalton says, let's just hope. And this is if I decide on England that my team driver is agreeable and his face stays secure in place, not cracked. That's good. All right, so I got the picture up. I want to show you guys this. Now, this is, again, the American Truck Simulator that I've been playing. And I learned how to skin the truck and trailer. And so I created my own skins and learned how to, mod and code and all that crap through this game. Trucking for Walmart, good idea. Job security, yeah. As far as what they pay, I don't know, but you'll definitely have a job there. They got my God. Yeah. Walmart's not a bad, from what I've heard from other drivers that actually work at Walmart as a driver, they're doing quite well. TJ Jones, what's up? So I'm going to show you guys the skin that I made for American Truck Simulator. Now, don't mind the 3-wheel trailer, the 3-wheel axle. I ended up buying a whole nother trailer. It's a regular 2-axle tandem. But this is the skin that I made. That's what my truck looks like in the game. And of course, yes, I'm parked at a Love's. But tell me that truck don't look badass. What about trucking for CR England? Ronnie, what about him? What are you looking... everybody asks about CR England. What do you want to know about England? Should you go work for him? Depends on your situation. We like that, huh, Martin? That truck is badass. Yeah, that freaking American Truck Simulator, man. Now. Here's the other thing about this. I'm working on a Peterbilt 379. That's going to be my next truck. This truck here in the game. Again, we're going to talk about the game here for a minute. But I'm going to hire somebody to run this truck. I'm in the process, and I may end up doing it live. But I am going to skin this Peterbilt 379 like this, and then I'll hire somebody to drive this truck, and then I'll take over the Peterbilt. But yeah, I have a lot of freaking fun doing that. Let's see. How are they? Yeah, CR England, cheap for trucking, but not bad. In a nutshell, like Captain just said, they're cheap pay. They're low pay, but it's definitely a good company to start out with. Anybody that decides to go to CR England, like I said, go there, treat it as a jail term. Do what you need to do. Get your experience. Run as many miles as you can. Get the experience that you can. After your 1-year contract is up, get out. Start looking at other places. There's bigger and better companies out there. Check Prime. You could check CFI. You could check Crete. All three of which will pay you a hell of a lot more than what you're making at CR England. CR England just got the Target account in Florida dedicated. Good. That's a good account to have, especially in Florida. Florida is the hardest state to get freight out of. Not in, out. CR England always has new trucks. Yeah, it's because they lease them. And then every 3 to 4 years, they send it back to the dealer, and then they get the new trucks. CR England's not bad. I mean, it's you know, you. Oh, so repetitive. Um, no matter what company, oh, how about U.S. Express? No, stay away from them. You're not going to get any miles. You're only going to get 3, 4, and 500-mile runs. Trust me, been there, done that. U.S. Express gives all of their long hauls to their team and training trucks, and then any solo driver is pretty much doing the 3 and 400-mile runs. At U.S. Express, you'll do more regional than anything, which is why I left them. They stuck me in the Northeast and pretty much left me there, and I had to fight tooth and nail just to get a long haul. And then while I was on that long haul, somebody there made the mistake and told me that that's just how it's going to be, that I'm going to be getting the 3 and 400-mile runs. And, well, yeah. I prefer Walmart or Amazon. I'd go with Walmart. Anybody else notice FedEx and Amazon? I'm not going to say Prime. I'm going to make that mistake. But FedEx and Amazon are in all of the major accidents. If you guys checked out my Trucker L page on Facebook, that's all you see now is FedEx and the Amazon trailers are the ones that are all mangled. FedEx was on a roll for a while. They're catching up to Swift. I even made a comment on some of these pages, and it's like, I think freaking FedEx is becoming a new Swift. Rail Transport is a good company to start out with. That company there, it's another one of those companies where you go there, you do what you need to do, and then get out. They will pay you a little bit more than CR England. I don't know the exact figures, but I know I've looked into them in the past. And they will pay you more than CR England. They've got a good training program from what I hear. And, but, you know, same thing. You know, you do your contract term and then get out. Wait, that's not what I wanted to go. Have you ever had to make a run to Robert, Louisiana Walmart facility? My brother took me OTR while he was with KLLM. 28 hours to get our trailer unloaded. Happened twice. Second time, 16. Yeah, that's, well, welcome to Walmart. But here's the funny thing with that. Walmart will unload their own trailers before their contractors. Yeah, Walmart, as far as like if you're working at CR England as an OTR driver and you're working on all of the accounts and you end up with a Walmart run, yes. Shipping is probably about half of that, but receiving, yep, you can practically do a fucking 34 at a Walmart. Home time with CR England. Now, I've heard different stories about this. I personally have never, ever had an issue with CR England getting me home. And now, what I used to do is I would go out for 3 weeks. I'd leave the home, go out for 3 weeks. When I got home, I stayed home for a week. So I worked 3 weeks on, 1 week off. So I had a week off every single month. And I made enough money to where I can do that. I was very happy doing that. My DM was cool as shit. I'd get home, say on a Friday, he'd be like, all right, when you coming back out? And I said, all right, set me up for next Friday at 8 a.m. He said, all right, see you then. And that was that. I never had an issue getting home from CR England, ever. Now, I hear people say that they do, but now I am in a very tough state to get home to. I'm out of Western New York. But, no, I worked at CR England for almost 2 years. It was about a year and a half. See, I even went over my contract when I was at England. I could have got out of there, you know, right at my 1 year, but I ended up sticking around even longer because I was happy over there. I really was. But now I'll tell you right now, if I hadn't found Crete, and with what Crete pays me, I would probably still be at England. I probably would have went back to him. I will say this much: the detention was nice. Ronnie, he left England and drives for Crete now. Yep. Oh yeah, detention pay? Yeah, buddy. 17, 18 hours at a receiver, getting paid. Oh yeah. That's why I always had my PS4 with me. I had all my video equipment so I could do YouTube videos and stuff like that, and my PS4. Because you get, and Walmart's not the only one. You get into some of these receivers and you'll be there forever. And, just make sure you got snacks in your truck. The other thing you can look into if you're ever stuck at a Walmart, I've done this, is you can tell Walmart that you're going to leave the trailer and that you're going to go to a truck stop to grab food or whatever. I went into a Walmart once and they told me right off the bat, oh, it's probably not even going to be till tomorrow. We're so backed up. I ended up backing up to the door, disconnected the trailer. I bobtailed over to the truck stop. The following day, I came back and picked up the trailer and then left when they were done with it. You can do that as well. I heard another guy say the same thing about home time at CR England. Yeah, like I said, I've never had an issue with CR England as far as getting home. And I was with England when my uncle had passed away. I had just left home. I let's see, I left New York, went down to Pennsylvania, spent the night in Pennsylvania, picked up the load first thing in the morning. At 7 o'clock in the morning, I got the phone call that my uncle passed away. I'm still in Pennsylvania on the 80. I was in Mechanicsburg. And I called up my DM, said, listen, this is what just happened. I just got the phone call. I dropped this load in Mechanicsburg. CR England's got a drop yard in Mechanicsburg. I dropped that load off there and bobtailed back home, and I was home for another 4 days, dealing with, my uncle and all that stuff. So, and I never once got a negative word from CR England about it. I mean, they were more than supportive, and they had, from the time I got the phone call to the time I got home was a matter of 3.5 hours. So CR England's pretty good with getting you home. I'm thinking about YouTube vlogging once I'm driving. I stream Battlefield 5 on Twitch. I'd most likely do a 24-hour stream at a Walmart. Yeah. The only bad thing with streaming out on the road is you're using your Wi-Fi hotspot from like your cell device or something, and it's very choppy, and I've tried it. It doesn't work too well. Are you a long-distance driver? Yes, I was. Or technically am, yes. Are you over-the-road driver? Yes. Thanks, Dalton. Appreciate it. But I mean, the whole moral of that story was, CR England got me home almost instantly. And like I said, they didn't give me any shit about it. It was all pretty good. I just saw something that I have to fix. Let's do that. Alright, so that's good. Skeletor, what's going on, buddy? Glad you can make it. What companies give you a problem with home time? None that I've ever been at. I mean, the thing with, now Crete is kind of strict with it. I've never had any issues, per se. But the way that Crete runs it is they require you to be out 21 days out, 3 days home. You can stay out for 4 weeks and then have 4 days off. But they, I find, are more, we'll say, strict with that. But I did test the waters. I did my 21 days out. I came home and, my DM, okay, when you coming out? And I kind of pushed it an extra day. And she didn't say anything about it. So, um, you shouldn't have. If you go to any company and they give you problems going home for whatever reason, people, they need to learn to stand up for themselves. Okay, the person that you're talking to on the other line, whether it's your DM or I don't give a fuck if it's a CEO, they are coming in and working 8 hours a day and they go home at the end of their shift every single day. And most, like if your most common DM, the one that you deal with on a day-to-day basis, is a Monday through Friday, 8 hours a day worker. They don't have a freaking clue what it's like out here on the road. So the thing you want to find out is if your DM is a ex-driver. If you have a DM that has never driven a truck before, you're probably going to run into problems. But if you have a DM that has, used to be a driver, they understand what it's like out on the road, they understand your sacrifices, then chances are that they're going to be pretty good with you. So that's a big question to ask your DM, is if they have any experience over the road. Ronnie says, I got to be in Gary, Indiana on Monday for class, but I did not sign no contract yet. No, you're not going to sign a contract until you get there. That's probably going to be one of the first things you do when you plant your ass into that seat. They're going to hand out a bunch of paperwork and stuff like that, and they'll go over it all with you. And don't hesitate to ask them any questions about that damn contract either. But that's when you're going to be signing it, is your first day of orientation. Because here's the deal. When you sign a contract with any company that does the schooling shit where they make you sign a contract, that's going to be the first thing you do when you sit your ass in that seat. Now, the reason for that is because if you all of a sudden start training and say, fuck this, it's not for me, and you get up and leave, they technically and legally can come after you for up to $6,000 for that contract. Remember that. So if you're going to go in there, you got to be in Gary, Indiana on Monday. So if you're going to Gary, Indiana, chances are you're going to CR England. So you're probably going to a place that's called the Travel Inn. Ronnie, verify for me whether or not it's CR England you're going to before I get into that one. Dalton says, honestly, I became excited when I saw your videos from Academy. I was hoping that you would be at the school I went to, and I would be able to have you as an instructor. I've heard nothing but praise. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've had a lot of people that, wishing that I was still over there, but no. You may see me do karate on Walmart parking lots. All right. John, what's going on, buddy? Long time no see. On the 90 heading west to Dunkirk. Yeah, have fun with that. Okay, I was told that you drive for 180 days or 1 year. 180 days or 1 year? I don't know if they have 6-month contracts or not. They may. Good luck. I think from what I recall, it was 1 year on a regular new driver, and then they knocked off 3 months for veterans. So veterans only had to do a 9-month contract. Okay, so Ronnie, you're going to Gary, Indiana, which means you're probably going to be going to a hotel that is called the Travel Inn. My advice for you at the Travel Inn is when you get there, you're going to walk into the front door. There's going to be a whole shitload of people standing there, possibly, depending on how many people get off the bus with you. You're going to get checked in. They're going to give you your card key, and you're going to walk through this place. Now, once you get past the front office, on the right hand side, there's a little itty bitty store. They're run by Hello Adeba. So that store, it's a little expensive, but it's better than nothing. Um, when you get to your hotel room, my recommendation to you is leave your stuff outside. Not outside as in the elements. I mean outside of the hotel room. Leave it out in the hallway. Now, um, go into the hotel room and walk through it. Check the beds. Check behind the pictures that are hanging on the wall. Just walk through the whole thing. Check the dresser drawers. Just walk through and check for bugs. They have a history of a bug infestation. This time of year, it may not be so bad. Now, I will say this, when I was there, again, this is going back a few years, um, I went through the whole room, and the entire time that I was there, the only thing that I ever found crawling was a stink bug. There was only one. But they do have a history of crawlers. Now, the Audubas that work there don't do shit. The entire time that I was there, the Mrs. Audubon never once came into the room and did anything. So, um, the other thing you have there is there's a Denny's down the street, like within walking distance. Um, I think it's like two buildings over from the Travel Inn. So utilize that. It's not the best place in the world, and out of 5 stars, I'd maybe give it 1.5. So, but the store there, they got pretty much anything and everything you need. Cigarettes, drinks, food, bread. Go in the cooler. They got these little, I don't know if they still have them, but they're little chicken sandwiches. Comes in a box. The spicy chicken sandwich. Throw them in the microwave for about a minute and a half. Those are good. I'd drain that place the hell out of them. Let's see. Crete rejected my app and no one will call me back. Well, they rejected you for some reason. Let's see. In I-94, there is a Hooters in back of Bass Pro Shop, and Myrtle Beach Hooters is in back of Bass Pro Shop. Hooters, Hooters. I don't think CR England does that anymore, but I remember when I was there, we were at the Travel Inn, and then once you passed your road test, they told you to pack your shit, and then they moved you over to Burns Harbor, Indiana, and they put you in the Red Roof. Much better hotel, first of all, but they had everything around there. And there's a place there in Burns Harbor, Indiana. It's called JJ's Fish. Delicious. And they have a Hooters that's there. First time I've ever been to a Hooters. But, yeah, buddy. Indians are not known for keeping up their property. Yeah, well, Audubon had no worries about it. Ukmat and Muhammad didn't give a rat's ass about that place, and they still don't. I wonder if the Travel Inn put their sign back up yet. There was a trainer. There was a trainer that was pulling into the Travel Inn to pick up a student, and the trainer, not trainee, the trainer took the turn too tight and took out the whole fucking sign at the hotel. Fucking dumbass. You know, I could do. I don't get it. I can do videos. I'll bet you twice a week I could do a video just on CR England. It seems like every time I'm on live on YouTube, everybody's questioning about England. I mean, good for England. I mean, I'm glad that they're getting the drivers and stuff like that. I mean, hopefully, out of the bunch that is questioning me out of it and, are still continuing to go to CR England, hopefully they're getting a few decent drivers out of the ordeal. And Ronnie, you'll see what I mean by that. I mean, especially once you start going out onto the course and you see some of these people get into these trucks and how they do things, you're gonna sit there and scratch your head and like, what the fuck? Yeah. Oh, and that's another thing. When you get out onto the course, there is no um there's no way to do it nicely. Get in the truck and get your experience, because you can very easily, you may only get in that truck once a day and you may only be able to do your maneuvers once or twice, and then the rest you're standing around. The other thing is pre-trip. I'm actually surprised nobody on here said anything about it. Pre-trip. Know it. That's all I'm going to say. Know it. Study the shit. Your backing maneuvers are nothing. Your road test is nothing. If you don't pass your pre-trip, you're done. Though you won't even get in the truck to do your maneuvers. What rest areas or safe havens have gyms? I know very few parking or truck stops have them. Um, I know a lot of people, what they would do is they'd go to like a Love's or a Pilot or whatever. They'd drop the trailer off and then they'd go find a Planet Fitness or something like that and bobtail over there. Or create your own gym. Put some weights in the truck. Don't put a whole lot of weight in the truck because you could end up putting yourself overload. But there's all kinds of stuff you can do on the truck to replace anything in a gym. A lot of them lose the franchise for not maintaining the property. Yeah, well, CR England for some reason sticking with fucking Travel In. No fucking way. Your brand has been established with England. I want to go to England, but quality of academy and quality of education is paramount. I also have limited capital, so out of pocket is a big factor too. Well, quality of education is going to be a freaking crapshoot. Because I'll tell you right now, you ain't going to get shit for education at the course. You're going to learn more out on your own than anything else. And the trainer, what I can tell you, my advice, Dalton, for that is when once you're done with everything as far as your schooling and your orientation, you're going to get a text message or an email that states, hey, this is so and so from CR England, and this is going to be your new trainer. They'll give you his or her name and phone number. What you do is you talk to them over the phone. Treat that part like it's an interview. Whether you do it over the phone or you do it face to face, treat this as a interview. And what I mean by that is you are interviewing them, not the other way around. These trainers are supposed to adapt to the different walks of life. You, on the other hand, are not. You are the student. You may have to give a little, but if at this point you are talking to your trainer and you find out what they want from you, what are their expectations from you, and you tell them what you expect out of them. I expect you to train me properly. I expect you to take your time. I expect your patience. If they don't have this, and you don't, after you get done with this phone conversation and you don't feel comfortable with that particular person, do not hesitate to call up CR England and say, find me a different trainer. I just did a phone interview with this guy. I don't like the way he's doing things, and I want a different trainer. They will set you up with somebody different. Let's see. Do you have to pre-trip the whole truck, not just England, but in general. You have to pre-trip the whole truck, not just England, but in general. You mean on the road test? Yes. The pre-trip, the way that they do it on the road test is you'll start out on the passenger side under the hood. Then you go around to the driver's side. Then you close the hood. And then your outside pre-trip is going to be the front of the truck, the driver's side, and the back. The only thing you're not doing is the passenger side. Because everything on the passenger side is the same as the driver's side. And you do have to specify that too. And they'll tell you how to word everything. Not cracked, bent, or broken, bent toward or frayed. Let's see. Pre-trip, you may get out of some company's contract. What? Pre-trip, you may get out of some company's contract. I don't know what you mean by that, Captain. What all do you got to do with your pre-trips? Oh, love of God. Hang on. There's a YouTube video. If I find it, I'll send you the link. Alright, so... Oh, this was 2 years ago. No, that video's got to be fucking older than that. Let me see if this is the one.
More thorough. Okay? Alright, clearance.
Alright, so I will put the link. Hang on, I want to make sure it's the right one. I know for those of you that have been to CR England.
Clean, rough color and working. Okay? Then you look under the truck.
Alright, yeah, this is it. My God. It's been so long. Here, this is the link to the YouTube video for your pre-trip that you're going to want to learn. Let's see. I know Truck Stop in Iowa has a gym. Yeah, a few of them do have gyms in them, but very few. That's why I think you're better off putting some certain stuff in your truck, but utilizing the truck. Like pull-ups, what I used to do is like lay down behind the trailer. I used to use the bumper of the trailer and do pull-ups from there. Just utilize the truck the best you can. French vanilla. Yep, damn right. That's exactly what's in here. If a company makes you drive with a truck that has violations and you refuse and they fire you and you're under contract, you may get out of it. Yeah, damn right. Don't ever drive a truck that's not fucking safe. And if the company forces you to do it, the best thing for that, always get anytime you run into shit like that, if these companies, try to force you to do something that you don't feel safe doing, do not, and I will say this again, do not have this conversation over the phone. Do it over the Qualcomm. This way you have that in writing. Put in there, hey, I just did my pre-trip. It's not safe. This is what's wrong with it. And if they say go ahead and continue, that's on them. And yeah, I would take a picture of it with my phone and everything else. And then when you decided to leave, in a nutshell, cover your ass. The old dude with the the glasses. Yeah, that's him. I wonder how many people just got off of my freaking video to go watch that fucking thing. I may have just shot myself in the foot. Oh my God. I'm getting a headache just freaking thinking about that guy's voice. How many times I've watched that fucking video? Oh my God. Not cracked, bent, or broken. Not cut, torn, or frayed. Oh, no. Not today. What the hell? Seriously? We're not going to work with me today or what, computer? Here we go. Yeah, I went from over 20 people watching this to, we're down to 13. Everybody went to go watch that fucking video. I'd already seen it. Yeah, I know. I've watched that video. Oh my God. It was, I would like wake up and I can hear this guy's voice starting to pre-trip. I'll be back soon. I'm on the phone with my brother. All right. I'm not sure if we'll still be here. Because I am going to be switching over to the gaming channel. Trucking helps me with my other business. Oh, yeah? What's your other business? Yeah, buddy. All right, so again, as far as TATS go, TATS going to be starting back up on Monday, starting up at about 9 a.m., somewhere around there. We'll be on for however long. There's no specific time frame. And then the gaming channel, that's going to be on thereafter the TATS. TATS is going to be Monday through Friday. Again, I'm going to be implementing a phone line and a text line for TATS. And so, like I said, you guys can call in. We can discuss pretty much anything. If it's something you don't want to text about on, the chat here, although there is going to be a little bit of a disclaimer when it comes to the phone line. Everything is going to be on speakerphone. I'm not going to be screening calls or anything like that. So if you guys are going to call in, just be aware that it's going to be on speaker and it will be live. Book writing one part of it. Oh, gotcha. Cool. Yeah, you'll definitely have time to write in trucking. Especially if you're stuck on a receiver or shipper or something like that, or if you end up running out your clock and you're doing a 34-hour reset. I used to enjoy my 34 resets. Trucker's Coach does it. Oh, yeah? Who the hell is Trucker? Everybody is, telling me to go check out Trucker Coach. I'll have to check them out. Yeah, buddy. Alright, guys. I'm going to cut this video here. He seems like a real douchebag. Who, Trucker's Coach? I've never seen him. Never even heard of him. I mean, I've had people tell me, check him out, that he's doing a lot of like what I'm doing, or maybe I'm doing a lot of what he's doing or whatever. I've never even heard of him. Ronnie says, what advice would you give for someone that has no experience for driving trucks? What advice would I give someone? Understand the lifestyle change that you're about to get into. Think of it like this. Right now, you're at home every day. You're seeing your girlfriend, your wife, your kids, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever. You're seeing your family pretty much whenever you want. When you go over the road, it's a whole different ballgame over the road. especially in the beginning because you're going to be away from home for at least probably a good 2 to 2.5 months before you make it back home. Because you're going to want, once you start training and your schooling and stuff, you want to go through and get it all done. If you end up breaking it up and doing a home time before you're done training, that's going to really prolong a lot of stuff. So my advice is if you're going to get into the trucking industry, understand the lifestyle and, try to think about what it's going to be like not seeing your family for quite a while. Because that is one of the biggest and toughest things that I had to face. And at the time when I started my trucking career, I was actually just started a divorce. So it was much harder, on a mental level, getting into the truck driving industry. So my advice is just understand what you're getting into. And then if you do bite the bullet and go for it, learn as much as you can with the trainer, but understand you will learn more out on your own than with your trainer. Your trainer is going to teach you how to do the paperwork, the computer work. As far as you learning how to control the truck, that's pretty much on you. You're going to learn that when you finally get behind the driver's seat of one. And you get to feel. The other thing you got to understand is, when you're in the schooling and you're doing these backing maneuvers, you're doing this with an empty trailer. When you actually get out on the road and you're doing actual runs, understand that you're going to have upwards to anywhere up to 4,500 pounds in that trailer. So your total maxed weight is going to be approximately 80,000 pounds on a max load. So it's a big difference when you got a lot of weight back there. But again, you'll learn a lot more out on your own than with your trainer. Yeah. So, but I'm going to cut this video here, guys. Again, I'm going to be starting up the gaming channel here in about a half hour. We're going to do some of that American Truck Simulator, and I think what I may end up doing is I may end up skinning that truck while I'm live. So that's that. Yeah. And then, like I said, we're going to be starting up TATS on Monday. So look for me then. I'll see you guys soon.